Welcome to another episode of the Blue Crew, a New York Rangers podcast on the Believe Podcast Network. I'm your host, Jonny Lazarus, joined by my good friend, Cody Frankel. No Avery Zaretsky today. He decided not to tell us that he was busy all day, so we're just pivoting, just the two of us, but probably better off that way. Cody, what's going on? We haven't really talked post-deadline yet, right?
Yo, Avery kind of sucks, huh?
He's actually been super annoying lately, but whatever. I don't want to get into it too much.
Oh, okay.
What?
All right, is that off the pod or that's part of the pod?
No, that was part of the pod.
Oh, okay. You said
Yeah.
like you mumbled a little bit, so I was like, is that supposed to be like? Oh,
No, I've been fighting with him in the group chat for like a week.
yeah, I know. You guys are arguing like a bunch of 12-year-olds.
Yeah, I'm not actually mad at him or anything. He's just pissing me off.
I mean, yeah, he's annoying as hell. He's a little bitch.
I thought you're like, wait, are you being serious?
Well, because you were like, yeah, he's actually fucking annoying me. I'm like, oh,
well,
okay.
we were going at it last night in the group chat.
Trust me, I know, dude. I know.
But also, like, group chat banter's like, it's always just like group chat banter.
Yeah. Yeah, not much, man. Unreal game last night. Like, honestly, probably their best game of the season, even though there was only one goal.
You think so?
Dude, I think it was a very complete game. I mean, they were literally firing on all cylinders. Like, I don't know. I feel like they were on the attack the entire game, and like
the Rangers,
dude,
not the second period, dude. Come on,
dude. Roslovic
had that period.
Roslovic had that breakaway in the second period, bro.
They still got no. That was in the.
That was second period, dude.
That was the third. Was
sure?
it?
I think it was second period, dude.
I'm pretty sure it was the third because they were shooting left to right for 2 periods, and that breakaway was left to right. That was the third.
I'm pretty sure it was the second, but it's fine.
I almost guarantee. I'm actually 100% positive it was the third.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, no, I thought game was great. I thought best defensive game by a mile all year. Igor is back. I know Avery was anti-Igor for a while, but I'm glad he's finally back on board. He looked fantastic. He stuffed Gensel twice on breakaways. Like, that was just chef's kiss. I thought it was a playoff environment for 60 minutes. And one thing I can say for certain is that's going to be our second round opponent if we win the first round. So, they're not going to be an easy out for 4 games, just like we're not going to be an easy out. So it's going to be a battle. But I really, really enjoyed watching yesterday's game. What about you?
I want to take a quick second just to talk about our new sponsor called Cut. We've got a great new partnership with them, and I love betting with my friends against my friends and betting on them to do anything, whether it's sports games, who's fast. That's what Cut allows me to do. The Cut app is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's legal in 40-plus states. They have customizable odds, tracking capabilities, and an entire social network with group chats, user profiles, and rewards. All payments, no need for Venmo. So what should we bet on? Maybe Cody shaves his head, Avery dyes his hair, I knock my teeth out or something. Who knows? But either way, use our promo code Believe Rangers. That's capital B, capital L, capital E, capital A, capital V, and capital R in Rangers. Believe Rangers for 10% off. Welcome deposit bonus. Don't forget that promo code Believe Rangers. Go to Cut and put your money where your mouth is. I mean, I guess you've kind of been a believer the whole time, but after like these past few games, are you now, I guess on the train of like this team can really win the Stanley Cup?
Unlike some people, I've believed the entire year this team can win the Stanley Cup. That's why I put a bet in on the Rangers to win the Stanley Cup in September. I'm a big believer of not just throwing away money. So I don't bet the Rangers every year. I don't bet the Yankees every year, really only when I think they can actually do it. The last time I bet the Rangers was 2021 when they obviously went to the ECF. And before that,
you did not bet them to win the Cup.
I did.
I did.
Yeah.
That's such bullshit.
I lost $75. I did.
What made you bet that?
Because they were a really good team. I thought they were a really good team.
They didn't make the playoffs for 4 straight years.
Doesn't matter. We knew they were making the playoffs. That
was the goal. The goal was to make the playoffs.
You're just a pessimist, okay?
No, I'm just being realistic.
I bet them in 2021.
The goal going into 21-22 was to make the playoffs
and win the Cup.
And you're saying you thought they were going to win the Cup that year?
I thought there could be a chance.
You're such a liar.
Dude, I literally lost money. I will show you my bets in DraftKings, and you'll be like, "Oh, okay, he bet them to win the Cup." Like I lost money. Like why would I lie about losing money?
No, I think you're lying about believing they were going to win the Cup that year.
So I just threw away money for no reason.
No, I think you're just lying about it.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna on the pod, I'm gonna clown you.
Okay.
Hold on. Just keep talking.
Can
Keep
you
talking.
actually go find that bet?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be able to? I don't bet that
I don't know
often.
how it works. I don't know if you could go find your history. I have no idea.
I think so.
But
I don't see why not.
either way, that's
My
beside the
bad.
point. I think that win obviously was big for many reasons, but I think the biggest thing about it is that, Carolina, while they still can catch the Rangers, everything now is basically in the Rangers' control because Carolina wins that game. They're only 2 points back. Now the Rangers had that 6-point gap. So if the Rangers basically play 500 hockey from here on out, assuming that Carolina doesn't go on some crazy run, the Rangers will win the Met for the most part. Can you find it or no?
Damn, you're fucking lucky. It only lets you go back a year. You're
Oh,
fucking lucky.
damn.
I
I'm
bet if I
so
sign in,
lucky.
I bet if I sign into DraftKings on their website, I can find it.
I'm so lucky. All right, just move on from it. But
Okay.
I thought the Devils game was even more dominant. Well, I don't think the Carolina win was so dominant. I think it was a good performance.
It was defensively dominant. It was
They
defensively
bent,
dominant.
they bent, but they didn't break. It was not defensively dominant at all. The first period, the Rangers were in control for sure. Second period, all Carolina. Third, very much back and forth, but the Rangers did a good job, I think, at limiting maybe grade A chances in the third. But
I
again,
think you're crazy.
okay.
I think it was even killed the whole game. I think it was even killed the whole
You
game.
watched the game?
Yeah, I watched the entire game, all 60 minutes.
You
I
thought it
thought
was even the whole game?
the first period, obviously we outplayed them. The second period, they I didn't think they dominated us. I thought they
Dominated
outplayed.
us.
Oh, you're
Dominated
crazy,
us.
dude. You're crazy.
Okay.
You're crazy.
You're the one who
Dude,
just said
shots were like 10-9 in the second period. What are you talking about?
No. I have to go back and look. There's no way the Rangers had like maybe 4 shots in the second.
Dude,
maybe.
There's no way.
I'm gonna look right now. No, I'm gonna look right now because you're so wrong.
Okay. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am, dude. I think you're fucking wrong.
Need it to load. Either way, I thought
it was 11-5. You're making it seem like it was fucking 17-2.
You just said it was 10-9.
All right, whatever. 10-9, 11-5, all the same shit.
Not really, but okay.
It was 11-5, and in the first it was 11-5 us. So we did a little swap.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The first was us, second was them, third back and forth.
Yeah,
What was the third? What was the third?
Third was 12-8 them.
Okay.
But I don't know. I didn't think dude, I watched the whole game. I didn't think any period I was like, holy shit, this team is getting absolutely dominated in the second. I thought Carolina outplayed us. I mean, it happens all the time. It pretty much happens every game. The Rangers get outplayed for a period.
Every game in there for sure when you're at Carolina.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was a really good game. I thought it was Igor obviously kept us in it and won us the game. But I thought defense played great. I really thought they played. I thought Zach Jones played phenomenal last night.
Yeah, I also thought it was one of Fox's best games.
Yeah.
He was really good. He was really strong. And also just like, Fox isn't necessarily the most intense player, but he showed a lot of intensity, I think, in the last game.
Yeah. And I will give some love to Kakko. I think he had a pretty strong game.
Yeah.
He had some really nice shifts. And another guy who I really noticed every time he was on the ice was Roslovic. I thought he was zipping around. Like, that's what this team needs. Like, even though he didn't score, obviously, if he scored that breakaway, it would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But this team, doesn't score on breakaways. And
31st in the NHL.
There you go. So, they need a guy like this who Kreider used to be. I mean, obviously, Kreider's older now, so now he's more of a tipping guy. But,
when he gets his breakaways, though, he typically finishes.
Totally. But he's, he's getting up there. Roslovic's a 26-year-old kid or 27-year-old kid, and he's zipping around the ice. And dude, it's giving me Hagelin vibes, and I freaking love it.
Hagelin,
that's what Hags was known for, bro. He'd get on the breakaway and rip it in, or off a shift. I don't know.
Roslovic's a good skater, but I don't know if he's Hagelin level skater.
I mean, he might not be Hagelin level fast, but he is fast.
Yeah, Hags could fly. But no, he's really good on his edges, like below the goal line. His cutbacks are really strong, really smooth. Obviously he's created some goals too. He created that Mika goal at 5-on-5 against New Jersey, and he created the goal last night on the forecheck. Like that's his ability. Is Kreider and Mika have not been able to really create off the forecheck, and Roslovic has been able to at least generate a little bit of offense, cause some turnovers. And now it's turning into offensive opportunities for the Rangers, which is big for that line. And to your point, Kakko again, we didn't necessarily like bash Kako last week, but we're not like the biggest Kako guys. But I think he's been really good in the last 3 games. Like that line of Wenberg, Kako, and Cooley. And this is what me and Avery were fighting about. We were kind of fighting it. Like I've called Will Cooley a 16-game player. I haven't called Capo Kako that. And Avery was
Why
fighting
16
back.
game?
It's like the argument of
You mean 100-foot player?
No.
So
and
what?
It's 200. And it's 200.
200. Yeah. So what's 16
but
game? I've never heard that reference.
The 82-game player versus 16-game player. It's a Draymond Green quote, I believe, that our buddy Fitz, Fitz, obviously.
Yeah.
He tweets about it a lot. But Draymond Green said, if you don't know who Draymond Green is, watch a sport.
I know who Draymond Green is.
No, I'm saying to the listeners. I was saying to listeners, but he said like they're 82-game players, they're 16-game players. I don't know who he was referencing at the time, but a 16-game player is someone that is going to show up in the playoffs and perform when it matters the most and help you win 16 games in the spring. So, I've been saying that like Will Cooley, it's his rookie year. I've been saying, for most of the season that Will Cooley is a 16-game player. He's a guy that will help you out in the playoffs. And Avery was like saying that I gave Cooley so much praise. Why not give Kako that praise? And I just think I thought they were different players. But I will say, Capo Kako has been super effective and very impactful on the third line. Has the production been there? He scored a goal, against St. Louis. But I guess you don't need your third line to produce so much, but you need them to possess the puck and stay out of the defensive zone. And they've done that. And they've created a lot of chances. I'd like to see them, bury one. But
sorry, dude, I was cleaning out my ears because you're full of shit.
You not agree?
No, I was saying you're full of shit because you hate Kako. But here's the thing. So I do agree with what you're saying. No, I really do. And, I'm very much in line with you where I'm a big Cooley fan. I think you can say about me, like, I may be inconsistent about things, but the thing I've been very consistent about for the last 3 years is I love Brendan Hoffman and I love Will Cooley. And those are the two guys.
And Jack Roslovic.
And Roslovic's been like fucking.
You've been saying that since
he's been in the league, dude. I've been a Roslovic guy. But I really do think these two players are a huge part of the Rangers' future. I'm really happy they didn't move Othman, and I'm curious to see what they're going to do come April 1st, or right. That's when they can extend their rosters. April 1st, I think.
I honestly don't know.
I think it is. So
I should find that out.
I'm curious because they do have a little bit of cap left, which is why they didn't spend the money, so they can call a guy up, which I'm assuming would be Brendan Othman. And
you think so?
If I think they would call him up if the AHL is done, like why not? But will he get play time? No idea. But I think, especially if the lines are gelling well, there's no need to switch anything up. But this is a deep team, man. And I'm seeing all these articles saying like the Rangers are really good, but their one problem might be depth. Like I have no idea what these people are talking about. Like this is
that now,
dude. The Athletic
post deadline, people are saying that.
Dude, the Athletic just wrote an article like 2 days ago, ranking all contenders post whatever, and the Rangers were like 5th, and it was like that's what I was saying to you, where they're 5%. And the Canes were 17% to win the cup, and the Rangers were only 5%. And I'm like, and their argument was we're not deep enough. And I think that's if anything, that's all we are. Like we don't have the we didn't go for the Gensels or the Monahans or whatever because we went for depth. And this team is very, very deep. You've seen it time and time again this year. We've had injuries and guys have stepped up, come right in, and this team hasn't faltered. So, I think this is going to be a team to reckon with. And, all that said, I know we do have fan questions, but before I wanted to ask you, based on where things currently stand, right? 16 teams. I believe the Rangers are on track right now to play the Lightning, which obviously wouldn't be an ideal first round matchup.
No.
So right now you have Panthers, Islanders, you have Rangers, Tampa, you have Carolina, Flyers, and Bruins, Leafs. So, and then in the West, you have Stars. The Canucks are the first seed. So you have Canucks, Vegas, which is crazy. You have Stars, Predators. You have Oilers, Kings, and Jets, Avalanche. So those 16 teams, starting with the East, like what are you ranking those teams right now, 1 through 8?
1 through 8 between all 16?
Yeah. Like start with the East and then go the West.
We're doing a fucking we're doing like a power ranking kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I guess in the East, I would put the Panthers 1, I'd put the Rangers 2,
Okay. I agree.
put
I'm Canes 3. I think Hurricanes are 3. I think they're
Boston's been
better.
struggling lately. Yeah. I'm gonna
Dude,
put Canes
Boston
3
is
too.
frauds, man. They're fucking like 38-30, dude. They just have a billion overtime losses. Like
While that is true, I still think their goaltending is better than Carolina, and that's why I'm a little hesitant.
I think, but the difference is outside of Pasta, dude. Like their team's very, very lopsided. I mean, I know they have Marchand, I know they have, Pavel. I know they have a lot of guys, but like their team is very, very lopsided. Like if you look at their stats, I'm pretty sure Pasta has like 95 points or whatever it is, and then after that, it's like Marchand has like 55 or something. It's crazy. So I just don't think they're good enough to stand toe to toe with a team like Carolina this year. So that's why I'd go Carolina over them.
Yeah, it's Pasternak 94 points, then Marchand 58, Coyle 52,
Yeah.
Saka 44, McAvoy 42. But I still like, to me, a Boston Carolina series is a toss up just because of goaltending.
Okay.
I really believe
So,
that.
but if you had to rank, who's 3, who's 4?
So I'm gonna say right now it's Carolina.
Okay.
Just because of how Boston's been playing lately. Like they haven't been very consistent. But 4, I'm saying Boston.
Okay. I'm actually going Leafs 4.
You're going Leafs 4?
Yep. I'm going
Well,
Leafs
we're talking playoffs. Like,
I'm
like I don't trust Toronto in the playoffs just on history. I would actually go as far as saying Tampa 5 and then Toronto 6.
Okay. So I'm actually saying Leafs 4, Tampa 5, Boston 6.
Wow, you're putting them that far down,
dude. Bro. They're 38-30. Like they're
still the best goaltending duo in the league.
Tampa has a better record than them. Like I don't know what, or pretty close to it. Like I just think, dude, Kucherov's having an unreal year. That if you're asking me, like in a Boston Tampa series, if I'm trusting Ullmark and Swayman, or if I'm trusting Vazzy, I'm trusting Vazzy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. So then 7. Who's your 7-8? My 7's Islanders. My 8's Flyers.
I agree with that. I think the Islanders are a more dangerous team. I do think the Flyers are good, and I do think they deserve to be there. I think they're better than the Red Wings, and I think they're better than the Caps. So I do think they will somehow sneak in.
The Flyers?
The Flyers.
They're not going to sneak in. They've been in all year.
Well, I mean, they're 2 games up on the Wings.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be sneaking in. They've been in.
No, but I'm saying towards the end of the year, I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think there's going to be 3 or 4 teams fighting for it. I could see the Caps catching up.
There already is. Yeah, it's nuts.
That's what I'm saying. So I think
6 teams in the mix right now, I'd say.
And the Devils aren't one of them. Hell yeah. No. Okay. And now how about the West?
So one, you know what's funny? Like people are kind of, I don't want to say sleeping, but I don't
Vegas?
know. No. Vegas, no, everyone's sleeping on Colorado.
It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
They're number 1 easy.
Colorado's still my 1.
Yeah, same.
And honestly, like I think I'm going Winnipeg too.
So Winnipeg's nice. I'm actually going Canucks. They're on a 4-game win streak. They've been playing pretty strong. They kicked the shit out of us. I'm going Canucks too.
I just, again, like I am taking playoff. Are we? So is this like a playoff thing, or is this like a?
No, this is like power rankings. Like the playoff teams, yes, but like power rankings, like everybody gets in the playoffs, right? Somebody's gonna come out with an article being like, "This is what we rank these teams 1 to 16." What's yours?
Okay, so that
I'm going Vegas 3. I'm going Vegas 3.
Yeah. I watched that game. I was up to like 2 a.m. last night watching them play Seattle. It was a crazy comeback.
Really?
So what did I say? I had Colorado 1, 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Vancouver is better than Vegas right now, but I think in the playoffs, I would take Vegas over Vancouver. Like that's why I'm saying the power rankings thing is like,
but it's come playoffs, right? So it's come playoffs. So all right, let me tell you mine, and then you can go. So I'm going Avs 1. I'm going Canucks 2. I'm going Vegas 3. I'm going Oilers 4. Winnipeg 5. Stars 6, which I know Stars fans won't be too happy about because they've been top.
They listen to our show.
Yeah, right. 7 Kings, 8 Preds, and I'll say, man, like outside of the Predators, I think any of those 7 teams can make it out of the
I
West.
actually think LA is
Like,
going to drop and Minnesota is going to sneak in. And I'm
you're
confident in
crazy.
saying that.
You're literally crazy, dude.
Why?
They're 3 games out with 16 games to go, and Kings have 2 games in hand. You're crazy.
The Kings have been dog ass.
I mean,
They had a good
okay.
win the other night. I think they beat the
They're
Islanders.
5-4-1 in their last 10, and Mini's 6-3-1. It's not much. I don't know. I think you're
No,
crazy.
but Minnie's been coming along since like early February. They were deeper and deeper in the standings. They've really been playing a lot better as of late.
If anything, I could see them sneaking in over the Predators, but I don't think I don't know.
Nashville and Minnesota have been like 2 of the hottest. Have you been watching Nashville at all? They've been playing so well lately.
Yeah, I know they're like 8-2.
And those 2 teams, they played each other on Sunday, Minnesota, Nashville. I watched that game. It was unfucking real. Like a playoff game. It was incredible.
Okay, so what's your 8?
So I already said what? Colorado 1, Winnipeg 2.
Yep.
Probably gonna say Edmonton 3.
Okay.
And I like because Vegas has been really inconsistent too. So I'm gonna say Edmonton 3. I'm gonna say Vancouver 4, Dallas 5, Vegas 6, Pred 7, and then I'm taking the Kings out and putting them in Minnesota.
What a turn of events by you, who said preseason Dallas is going to make the Cup.
I still think they could.
About a flipper.
Yeah, I still think they could. I mean, I think I picked them. No, I didn't pick them last year, but I don't know. The West is just so good. Like they really are. And my Stanley Cup pick this year was Edmonton to win. So, I do think that
funny. I think we say like, didn't we have vice versa? Or did you say Edmonton Rangers and you said Edmonton wins and I said Rangers?
I said Edmonton Toronto. I said it's Canada's year.
Oh, right. Okay. And I said Rangers Edmonton, and I said this is the Rangers year over Edmonton.
Yeah. But
I believe, and this is the last thing I'll say, and then we can get into fan questions.
Yeah, I feel like people want to hear Rangers, not really like.
Well, this is Rangers. So if, I truly believe, like we've said many times, the Rangers have 2 years, 3 years tops. That Panarin contract is kind of the baseline. Like, I can't see the team getting better than this. Knowing they're going to be strapped, like, and Wenberg's fit in so nicely, Roslovic's fit in so nicely, like, to me, this is the squad, man. This is it.
Yeah, but those 2 are also UFAs, no?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I can't see the team getting better than this.
Yeah. Before we do fan questions, though, are we not going to talk about the Rempe suspension? Like, I feel like we got to talk about that.
Yeah, we can.
Right? Okay. Like, what did you originally make of the hit?
I mean, listen, he hit him in the face with a flying elbow. Okay. Mm-hmm. But like, I definitely think, how do you say his name? Siegenthaler?
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at that.
Hold on.
Snap. I think Siegenthaler played it up a little bit, like fucking WWE over there.
There's no way he was out the rest of the game. Like, I don't think he milked that at all. He caught a fucking elbow from a guy going full speed right to his face. Like, that hurts.
It looked like it barely touched him, though.
That's what everyone's saying.
It looked like it grazed him. It definitely hit him. Listen, it definitely hit him. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, and if Rempe's hitting me in the face with an elbow, I'm probably out for a while. But I don't know, man. It looked for all I know, it hit the helmet. Like, I don't know. It looked like it grazed him. The helmet
got it right in the chin.
I know. It looked like it grazed him. Were they right to suspend him? Yeah, probably. 4 games, like the same as the Keandre spit. Like, that's crazy to me. But
I thought it was 4 because McAvoy got 4, Gallagher got 5.
Did you see McAvoy's hit compared to
it was wild. But I also think Rempe's been like, dude, he's got a target on his back.
Yeah.
He hasn't helped his own case. I think the chirping and the waving,
the waving was awesome.
Either.
I don't care.
I love it.
He needs to keep being him, man.
I couldn't agree more. But again, like, I think this is a good thing. I think the 4 games is good, honestly, just because, just for everyone involved. Like, you need the league to settle down on him. You need him to settle down and get a little
He'll
more
learn from
comfortable
this one
and
for
not be
sure.
so emotional. Like I think this is I actually look at the 4 games as a positive in every single aspect because he comes back now. He's going to know he has to be more responsible. They can't afford to go down for 5 minutes against good teams. Like, sure, the Devils' power play has been shit, and it didn't really cost the Rangers. But if they're playing Carolina or they're playing Florida or they're playing like anyone like Toronto, and you take a 5-minute major like that, that kills everything. So I think for Rempe, this is a huge learning experience. And listen, I'm not telling the guy not to play physical, but just be a little bit more careful. I still think a part of him is trying to, and I got shit on this for saying like he's trying to figure out his body still, but like it's not easy for a 6'7" guy to sprint around throwing the body, and that's his game. So like there is a lot of learning that comes with it, and hopefully that's what this is. But I still think game 1 in the playoffs, Rempe's in the lineup. Like Rempe, Gaudreau, and Beasley, they played so well together. Those three,
he has to be. And I said this to you from the start. Like you didn't believe me at first, dude. Rempe is a guy who changes the dynamic of a playoff series. I really think, right?
I said that.
No, you did. Get the fuck out of here.
We had a whole argument about how I'd rather like Rempe over Kakko in a series against Florida.
Bro. I said 2 pods ago, Rempe is a type of X factor in a playoff series, and either you or Avery, I don't remember who it was, called me crazy, and you were like, I don't know, he's a goon, blah blah blah. All I'm saying, maybe it was Avery, but probably Avery because he's controversial about everything. But I mean, I think this is a guy who comes in and like can really turn a game on its head, especially with a big hit like that. Like Trouba's kind of over that shit, right? Like he hasn't done it really this year, so I think he's stop watching TV, you fucking schmuck. Fucking this ADD is his finest over here. Sorry. But that's all I think. So no, I don't want to talk anymore. I'm done.
Yeah,
go to fan question.
I think. Well, just one last thing on Rempe. Like, not even about Rempe, but I thought Barclay Goodrow had his best like couple games playing on a line with him, and Jimmy Beasley's had a good year all year, but like that line was buzzing for a 4th line. I thought
buzzing, bro.
So all right, with that, let's go into some. Okay, here's a good one. Mike _D92. Who is your pick to win the Stephen McDonald Award? Cooley is mine.
Cooley's a great one, man. All right, you go first, John.
I actually think mine is Jonathan Quick. Even though he hasn't played a ton, I still think God knows where this team is when Igor was struggling without him. I really do. I still think it's Quick. Panarin's an easy choice, obviously. Maybe even Vinny Trocheck. But to me, I still think without Quick's performance in that like 2-month window, who the hell knows what this season turns into. So
Quick's a really good one. I'm going to say something crazy. I kind of want it to be VC.
That's a good. I don't think that's crazy.
I think VC has had some really big goals for this team this year, especially when they were struggling. And I think he's been like a constant, like really pleasant surprise all year long.
I don't think that's crazy to say at all, to be honest. I really don't. I think I'm trying to think of like who else could be even in the running.
I mean, you pretty much said it. I mean,
yeah, that's really it, right? Like,
it's not going to be Mika. I mean, Kreider could be a sneaky good one too, but I feel like Kreider's won it 10 times already. Like,
has he?
I feel like he's won it a lot.
I don't know. Who was last year? Lindgren,
yeah.
So. Yeah. All right, good question. Next one. This one's actually for me personally, if you don't mind. Joe Manzi 55. How was being on Chicklets Game Notes? It was awesome. Love those guys. Army, Merles, and Witt are obviously pretty cool dudes to talk to, and it was cool to like talk about the Rangers with them on their show during the deadline. So that was pretty sweet. Do you have something?
No, I was just gonna say Witt told my cousin that he hates you.
He could.
No, I'm just kidding. Johnny gets so sensitive with these things. It's fine.
Well, like so many people make that joke to me, and it's just like the joke just gets old if they don't actually hate me.
I mean,
if they hate me, it's a different story.
You're hateable.
If they hate me, it's a different story. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This one, Willie White 17. Which of you is/was the most confident in the new signings? Well, I could tell you who wasn't, and that was Avery, because he did a whole damn Twitter space about how miserable he was that they didn't sign Gensel.
Yes. I would say probably me.
Probably you. I would say you as well.
Wenberg was probably the guy I wanted from the start, and I brought him up like a month ago, and I didn't even think Roslovic was an option because I've been campaigning for him for like 4 years straight, and then they finally trade for him. My predictions when we first started talking about trades in like January was Wenberg and Vetrano were the two guys we were going to get. We ended up getting Wenberg and Roslovic. Not obviously we got the Pitt defenseman as well, but I was pretty happy. I was pretty happy with our signings. I didn't think we needed a star. The only time I really was like, shit.
I don't know.
Maybe,
you can't really say that.
Let me talk.
You can't really say that.
I was going to say the only time I think that I was like, shit, okay, we actually do need a star is when every single one of our like biggest competitors started getting stars. I was like, okay, maybe we should look at, and the Gensel one hurts obviously because it was Carolina. Vegas getting Hurdle, whatever. We don't have to see them until a potential cup anyways, and we'll figure it out then. But obviously Gensel, Pitt trading him within division, not to us, to our
not giving up a ton either. Pitt, not giving up quality prospects. I gave up 3 prospects, but not like the big names.
Yeah. So that one hurt a little bit, but I'm very, very happy with the guys we got, and I think again, I will say, I think Avery did say this, like if Mika turns his shit around, you don't really need that star. You got one. So
yeah, that's true. I was definitely a little bit bummed that they didn't get Vetrano. I've been hoping for Frankie
a little bit
all year. Yeah, I think he's just, not only is he a great player, he's an awesome dude. Like,
dude, I'm shook on Frankie that he's like a 90s like rock star with the arm sleeves and shit. I couldn't believe it. Did you see what I texted the group chat last night? Like,
you didn't know he was tatted?
Bro, I've never seen him with his shirt off before. Like, or short sleeves.
Like short sleeves, yeah.
He's always in long sleeves every time I've ever seen him. And I was just shook. I was like, whoa.
He gets shit on for his tattoo all the time. A lot of the guys he's from Springfield, Mass, and they all have like not all of them, but a good amount of the guys, like, my buddy Leno, John Leonard, Ryan Leonard's older brother, have like I don't think Ryan has one. I think Ryan might get one this summer. It's like a tradition they do, I guess, when you start skating with the guys in the summer. They have like the Springfield skyline tattooed on their thigh. And there's like not much of a skyline in Springfield, Massachusetts. So it's like a really funny concept that they have.
Damn.
But yeah, Frankie's tatted. He's a beast.
How I feel, sorry, last thing I'll say is, who I feel really bad for that he didn't get traded is your buddy Mario. I feel
Ferraro?
Yeah, dude, he's stuck in shitty San Jose.
He likes it though. I mean, aside from the losing,
he's having a great year.
I was talking to him a little bit today actually, because I wanted to have him on the Morning Cup of Hockey show, but the Sharks lost last night, and it's obviously been a tough time for them. And he just said, like, can we just do the off season, dude? I just can't talk about hockey right now. But
that must be so tough, man, for the mental game. It really must. Yeah,
he's a beauty. But next one, Perry Kunavelis. Who do you guys want to play in the first round of playoffs?
I mean, you're potentially looking at a pool of 5 teams, right? Whether the Rangers coming first in the Metro or second, it's going to be one of the two. So you're either playing the Flyers, the Capitals, the Lightning, or the Red Wings. So out of those 4 teams, if you're asking me who I want to play the least, probably Tampa. Unfortunately,
you're missing one. There is a chance, which I think
Penguins
is still a possibility. It's not. No, not the Penguins.
Devils.
There's definitely a chance the Rangers play the Islanders.
No, I said the Islanders, dude.
You did?
Yeah, I said the Islanders, the Flyers, the Capitals, and
that's my bad then.
Yeah, 4 teams. Islanders, Capitals. Yeah, Islanders, Capitals, Flyers, Tampa. 5 teams. Oh, maybe I missed them. Yeah, and Red Wings. But team who I want to play the least for sure, Tampa. Other than Tampa, honestly, don't really mind playing the Flyers, don't mind playing the Islanders, don't mind playing the Red Wings, and don't mind playing the Capitals. I think in terms of the best out of those 4 teams, probably the Islanders. But I still don't think I think out of those 4 teams, I think the Islanders are probably the best team in terms of skill.
Okay. I was gonna say, the Islanders are the team that I'd want to play most from a fan perspective, but the least from a chances to win perspective.
Oh, see, that's how I feel about Tampa. Like, I would love to play Tampa to finally get revenge on them and kick the shit out of them. And I do think we could beat Tampa in a series, no doubt about it. but I have a really bad feeling that would be a first rounder that goes 7 games, and it would just, you just don't want it. In terms of who I'd want to play the most, probably the Flyers or the Caps. I just, I think
maybe Detroit.
Detroit's like sneaky good. I mean, their goaltending kind of sucks.
Their goaltending is ass, and they don't play that physical.
Dude, they got guys, man. They got Cat. They got
but they don't play that physical. Kane, Larkin, DeBrincat, like Sprong, like these are good players, but again,
that's just asking for a recipe for disaster. Where like Patrick Kane has like 12 points in 4 games. Like we talked about that last week. I just don't want it.
Kane overtime goal.
I mean, they got Raymond. Like they have a squad, dude. They have Ghosts.
Oh yeah, Raymond and Sider.
My buddy was just in Connecticut. You know Max, right? You know Max?
Yeah. Riley?
So he has a wedding. He has his wedding coming up, and they were doing like cake shopping and all this stuff. And his fiance was going to grab like, hair salon, like find out who her person is, whatever. So they went to check a place out, and I guess the lady was being like, "Oh, I can't do this weekend because my son-in-law is like playing hockey," and it's literally Ghost, which is pretty funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's cool. Yeah, I've never met him, but I heard he's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
All right, next one from Brandman7694. This one, I mean, pretty obvious, but how would you like Sam Rosen to call all playoff games for the Rangers?
I mean, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, not really much else to say about
Voice
that.
of an angel.
Although I do like the TNT broadcast too, and
I love a good Kenny Albert. A good Kenny Albert.
I'm also a fan of like Sean McDonough's like, "So Jet." I know he kind of they kind of shit on the Rangers a bit.
Yeah, I'm not a big Sean McDonough guy because he's for some reason anti-Rangers. I do like Bucci, obviously. Bucci's our guy, friend of the pod. Pleasant voice as well.
Sam is Sam.
I don't know. I can't stand Sean McDonough. I think he just shits on the Rangers for no reason. And I just never understood that. Like, why to go after a team when you're neutral territory and you're like literally you're calling a playoff game. I just never really understood why. Like,
what makes you think he goes after them though?
Dude, he shits on them.
I know they had like a thing with Igor this year, but I thought they were just kind of like reading the stats.
Nah, dude, he shits on them when you like watch. If he calls a game this year, like why? Like he always like finds digs every year during playoffs. I'm just not the biggest fan, but
it's okay to have haters, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. All right, let's try this one. Mark Schiraldi, team looks unreal. Avery was right all along. Keep working hard, and this team can go far.
Okay, Avery wasn't right. Kako has
the team was playing bad at a certain point of the year. Like you're allowed to say that.
Yes, and also like
you can be positive that they'll figure it out, but you can't just ignore the fact that they aren't playing well.
Totally, and I don't know if that was like a Kako thing, but like, dude, he has a point in his last 10 games. Like, let's not get crazy, okay?
He is playing well, but
he's playing fine. He's playing fine. Like, he had a really good game. No, I was just gonna say, he had a really good game against the Canes, but sticking to my point, like at some point, having a good game has to translate into points, especially come playoffs, or it's literally fucking meaningless. Kako could have 7 good games in the first round against Tampa. If he has 0 points, he did not do shit for me because he didn't help us win the game. Like that. That's it. That's the facts. That's the facts.
But I think it goes back to the Igor thing too. Like, I know last night there was a lot of like people said Igor sucked or whatever. Like, dude, Jonathan Quick was playing great.
Yeah, and Igor had a bad month and a half of hockey. He was playing really bad hockey, and he figured. I don't think anybody
for people that were saying trade Igor, that's a little extreme.
That's crazy.
But
and also,
I was definitely on board with like start Quick. Like Quick was
and
playing
also
better.
People were saying like Igor's broken. Like that's crazy. He had a bad month and a half of hockey. It happens. He had shit going on. Whatever it is, I said from the start, All-Star break's going to be huge for him. He'll take the full week to reset. Exactly what he did, and he's back. Like, there were some people who were getting crazy. I don't think at any point you and I were like, "Oh my god, dude, Igor is never going to recover from this." Like we were just
but I admittedly said like start.
It was concerning.
Quick.
Yeah, it was, dude. if you're in a cup window, you can't ride or die with your goalie. You gotta hope. Like, we literally have Benoit Allaire, the best goalie coach in the game. You trust him to fix Igor, and that's exactly what he did. And that's that.
Quick one, back-to-back games against Tampa and Colorado. Like, you're telling me you watched those games and weren't like, dude, this guy can play.
It's a great problem to have right now. We have
Yeah.
two incredibly capable goalies that, if, knock on wood, something happened to one of them, the other can slide in very nicely and hold it down for the boys. And I think that's all that matters.
All right, next one, Hockey All Day 757. I think it's our boy Pete. What do you perceive as the Rangers' biggest weakness and biggest strength?
I mean, I think biggest weakness, everybody and their mother can agree, it's 5-on-5 goals. Like, we need to score more 5-on-5 goals. It's a big problem. And
that's what's been the problem here for.
Yeah. I mean, I think
it's really just outside of that second line.
Yeah. I mean,
you can count on those guys for the most part to score.
Yeah, it's a glaring weakness. I think I would say before Rempe, it was like a little bit of not physicality, but now it's kind of fixed. Yeah. And what was the second part to that question? What's their biggest
strengths and weakness? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, strengths is obviously power play. I mean, that's their bread and butter.
Not really right now.
Did they just have two?
I'd say right now the strength is goaltending. Well, the power play in like the last, if you look at the last,
did they have 2 power plays goals? I'm pretty sure they did.
Mika's was 5-on-5.
And then the other 2, well, no, one was empty.
What was the second one?
It was power play for sure. Wasn't it Kreider?
No, second one was Gus. From the point. Rempe was in front. Third one was an empty net.
Wait, which is the one that Kakko had?
They had 2 power play goals against St. Louis.
St. Louis. That's where Kakko scored, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was thinking of.
But when you look at their power play since February 1st, it hasn't been great.
Yeah. All right. So then
February 1st, it's at 19.6%. It's 20th in the NHL.
So what's your strength?
I think goaltending right now. Igor is playing this way. No one's going to beat them.
Yeah.
I'd say, goaltending is the biggest strength right now. And I'd say
ride that to the cup, baby.
Yeah. Like Igor has been what were his stats? Like a 1.63 goals against and like 961 save percentage in his last 11 games. Like the guy's on fire.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest weakness, I would say, to your point, was the lack of 5-on-5 scoring. And the breakaways. They got to score. Someone was like, "Can you ask Laviolette how they can fix their breakaway problems?" And I was like, "I think you just say score. Like, there's nothing else you can really do. Like, what? Like, he's not going to." I
feel like they never ever score on a breakaway. Like, literally, I just feel like they never ever score.
I don't know. I feel like Kreider and Mikko, whenever they got breakaways, I was confident they were going to score more than.
Dude, when's the last time Mika's had a breakaway? Has he had one this year?
I can't think of one.
But
he's always been forehand, backhand kind of breakaway guy. I feel like
Yeah.
All right, let's do like 1 or 2 more.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, this is interesting. Ryan _F567. Keep the Miller and Schneider pair together, ? Make it 55-23, 79-4, 56-8. Thoughts on that?
You go first.
And he also says pencil Jones in as 3 LD for next season. I think Jones will for sure be the third pair left defenseman next year. I just think Gus is probably going to want a little bit more money. He was here on like a, basically tryout minimum salary. And Jones just played really well. He's looked really confident. I'm curious to see what they decide to do with Ruedel. Like, let's say they play in a more physical series in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him being on the third pair. I do like Miller and Schneider together. They've looked really good. And I haven't seen Gus and Trouba play together, so I can't speak to how they would do together. But I'm all for keeping, Foxy and Lindgren together and Miller and Schneider together. But also Laviolette late in the game last night did put Miller and Fox on the ice together to close out the game. So there's always those coaching decisions that come down to the wire late in the game where you have to adjust like that. But yeah, I think it's a good point, right? Those guys have been good.
I think Jones earned his keep. I really feel for the kid going in and out and in and out. I think he's earned his keep. I think he's got to be the guy next year. And if he's not, then you have to trade him. It's just unfair what they're doing to him, honestly. Ruedel, I kind of disagree on that point a little bit.
What?
because I think he's not getting enough time to gel with this team, and he's not going to get enough time. Like, sure, he might be playing like while Truba's out, but
Well, it'd be like a
when
Braun situation. Like I don't think Braun played every game when he was brought
but
in.
Braun played in the playoffs. He played every single game in the playoffs, and
That's what I'm saying with Rubido. Like if they play a physical team in the playoffs, they might need him in over like a Jonesy maybe who's not that physical.
I just think it's a risky business. Like putting him with Truba, dude, that's a slow fucking pairing. That's a slow pair. You know what I mean? Like they'll get exposed. If you play a team like the Devils who can skate around you, or make it a cup and play a team like the Avs who are super fast, like they're gonna breeze right through. So like I don't know. I a little bit disagree with that statement only because I just don't think he has enough time to gel with the team. If he's playing on the third pair every single game, totally. Like if you want to mix and match then, but I just think it's a risky game to play. Like I get the point, but I think it's a little too risky knowing like this team is trying to win a cup. So
yeah, good point. All right. Well, I'm just gonna read out like 3 like comments, not questions.
okay.
Connor Haggerty, why do I get the feeling that 50, 91, 24 is going to be that line this spring? We already talked about that. Agreed.
Okay.
Next one, Sammy Hockey 36. Should we chop off Mika's hair? Maybe he'll start scoring like bread. Pretty funny, honestly, if Mika just came in with the head shaved one day.
Yeah.
And this one, my personal favorite. Scale of 1 to 10. How much did Cody cream his pants over the Roslovic signing?
I was very, very excited. The best part was, so we obviously have a group chat. It's it's me, Jonny, Avery, and our 2 buddies, AJ and Alex, the Blue York guys. And Avery, I mean, I'm not even kidding you when I say this. Like the Rangers could have signed Nick Dowd, and Avery would have wrote like in all caps, like Nick Dowd, like let's fucking go.
No, he wouldn't have, dude. Avery was like whining the whole day,
bro. Every signing but did you see every signing they made? He like literally would text us in all caps with exclamation points. When they signed Roslovic, he was like Roslovic with all caps. He's like, great signing. Like I just feel like they could have signed anyone, and Avery would have just lost his mind over. He just wanted somebody
besides Vetrano.
Yeah, except Vetrano. No, just kidding. Avery liked Vetrano. He just liked everybody better. But yeah, no, I mean, I was very pumped with the Roslovic signing, and I mean, I think it shows. Like especially for the Avery lovers who think impactful guys who don't produce points matter. Like Roslovic's done a great job so far. So, we'll see how it plays out. But I've been very, very impressed with Alex Wenberg. Like very impressed with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's been solid. That's really all I've got. Anything else?
The only other thing is like, I'm off this week. You got any show recommendations? I know you're not a big TV guy, but when you do dive into a TV show, like you give it your all. So,
I haven't watched anything new lately, to be honest.
Just
but
hockey?
I've heard. Yeah, just hockey. But I've heard from a lot of people that like Masters of the Air. I think that show. I've heard that's really good from a lot of people.
Okay.
So maybe that. But yeah, I don't really have many.
So you're useless. All right, cool.
Have you ever been though to Jackson Hole, Wyoming? I'm going tomorrow for the weekend.
Dude, I'm a huge Yellowstone fan. Like, love that show. I've wanted to go to Jackson Hole so bad.
Oh, Jackie, film there?
Yeah, Jackie in Jackson Hole and in the park, whatever the park's called. But
Yellowstone.
No. Oh. Obviously, Yellowstone's the whole park, but it's Grand Teton, the Tetons. Okay. We actually were booking a trip to go to Jackson Hole when we found out Jackie was pregnant, and then we never went. But it's on my list. It's on my list for sure. When are you going?
Tomorrow.
Should I just come through?
Yeah, I'm actually playing in like 2 men's league games, like
That's
full on. Like we got a morning skate on Friday. Yeah, it's legit. Like there's fans.
Dude, you got to FaceTime me with it in the background. Just the like views are no, I don't care about fans. The view is just out of control.
Yeah, I've never been like out there. So.
Why are you going?
I was invited to play in these like 2 men's leagues games with the Antennaires guys. They're doing like a film series for the weekend or something.
Sick. Are they good at hockey?
Yeah, they are.
Sweet.
Yeah, be fun. That's all I got for today. So wrap this bitch up.
Yep. So the Rangers play on Thursday, which is tomorrow, and they play. Who do they play? Tampa. Oh, there we go.
Pittsburgh, I think.
No, Tampa tomorrow.
Pittsburgh's this weekend. Yeah, Pittsburgh's this weekend.
Yeah, so we got we got 3 big games coming up against Tampa, Pittsburgh, and the Islanders. So and then the Jets and Bruins and Panthers. So we have and then Flyers. So we have, oh my God, dude. And then the Avalanche are literally our next 8. That's insane. Our next 8 games, we play 7 playoff teams and the Penguins, who are always competitive. So we will see what this team is made out of. All right. LFGR, baby.